Hello and welcome back to another video. So today is the 22nd of September and this is the date what I said I'd be coming back on Zwift and starting getting myself ready for 2025 and all the events that I've got planned. One being Fred Whitten and getting over Hard Knock Pass. Now no, I'm not signed up onto the Fred Whitten at the moment. I will enter the ballot. If I don't get myself a place through the ballot, then there is a loophole. Well, it's not a loophole. You can make a donation of £100 and then pay £100 to go and do the event. Now that is a lot of money. However, I have got a bee in my bonnet over my performance this year. Don't get me wrong, everyone all said it's a great achievement getting round, and I agree, and that was the goal. However, I do feel like I could have done it a lot quicker. So I'm going to get myself ready, and that means starting, how many months out are we now? 8 months out, is it? Just under 8 months, yeah. So there's plenty of time to get myself ready and get super fit for this, way fitter than I was last time. I've signed up with Revolution Cycle Coaching again. Mark is the coach we used last time, and he needs me to do an FTP test so he can set my training. Now, FTP, for those of you that don't know, is your functional threshold power, and it's actually irrelevant, the number. It's just a number personal to you, so you can set your training so you can work towards the adaptations that you need to make yourself fitter, stronger, faster. So yeah, my last one that I did in March, I was at 340 watts. I know for the fact it's come down. I know it has. I'm predicting about 305, between 3 and 305. Be nice to get 340 again, but I really don't think I'm going to get there. I have done plenty of miles, but the intensity of the rides what I've been doing, they have been quite intense, but they're not been as structured as they would do with a coach when you're working towards a training plan. So I'm going to get myself kitted up, get the bike on the rig, get myself loaded into Watopia, pick a route, and go and do an FTP test. I'm absolutely dreading. They're never fun, these, they're awful. So let's get kitted up and I'll be back in a minute. So as you can see, I've adjusted my FTP just purely because I know I'm not at 340. My Garmin says I'm at 289, although that's not based off an FTP test. That's just based off when it detects a new FTP. So I'm going with that because there's some spikes in the middle here which just write you off. And based on 341, I'd be about nearly 400 watts, which I just haven't got in me. It'll kill me off for the bloody actual FTP test. So let's dive into it. Let's find a track. So we're going with elevation evaluation. And as you can see, Zwift had the roads painted. So I'm going to dive into this now and concentrate on this. You will hear me talking and moaning, however there'll be a voiceover. Let's get into it, get the fans on. So first off, I just want to say, when I said that the FTP number was irrelevant, it is relevant, but you get a lot of people who do a lot of cock swinging, bragging about their FTP. Now the thing is with FTP, if you've got an FTP of 200 and let's say for instance you weigh 50 kilos, that means your watts per kilo is 4 watts per kilo, whereas mine at 330 with my current weight of 115 kilo is, well, it's less than 3 watts a kilo. Don't know the exact number, but like I said, the number is just to base on your training zones. So each training zone is based upon a percentage of your FTP. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about here, but I've got a general gist of it. But yeah, each zone is based upon a percentage of your FTP. So now we've got that cleared up, let's dive into this. I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible because no one wants to see me dying on my arse for 45 minutes. So yeah, let's dive into it and let's give you the number, try and keep it as brief as possible. So as I said earlier, I reduced my FTP, what Zwift had me based on, as I shown you earlier in the programme, and it was for these sets here because based on what it used to be earlier on in the year, these numbers were a hell of a lot higher and there's no way on this earth that I could have kept up. So I reduced the FTP to the number what Garmin had me at, and yeah. So this is just a quick warm up, it's 20-second sprints. just to get the legs fired up and get ready for the next set that's coming. So this is a longer, harder working set, and this is just to get your legs fired up for the next session that's coming. So it's 3 minutes at 320 watts and 2 minutes at 345 watts. The 345 watts, that's 3 watts a kilo for me, which is just above what I'd set my FTP at. And yeah, as you might see in other videos what I've done where I've done FTP tests, and yeah, this set absolutely ruined me. Whereas I got through to the end of this one and I felt I was working, my breathing was up, my heart rate was up, but I weren't in an uncomfortable position ready to attack the FTP, the 20-minute session that's coming next. So I'm not sure if you've noticed there, but my heart rate, as you can see in the box in the middle, which I'll try and make bigger, was at 155 at the end of the last working set, which was 2 minutes at 345 watts, and I'd actually dropped it down to 121, I think it just said, and you can slowly see it ramping up now, getting myself into a working zone. Now, I've had loads of comments in the past about the way I do FTP tests, and a lot of people say that you should start off like a medium effort and then build it up as you go through the 20 minutes. Honestly, when I do these, this is how I consistently do them, whether it's right or whether it's wrong. It's a number that it gives me and it gets me through to my training, so that is the only reason why I do these. Like I said, it's just for getting your training done. So I'm going to come back to you at 10-minute interval and you can see what state I'm in there. But at this point in time I was feeling relatively good, if I'm honest with you. Didn't feel like I was way out of my comfort zone, but it was like not taxing, but at this point I was fine. I did feel fine, but you will see along the bottom of the screen there's a bar there and it shows you my power. So you can see the first section to the right, the red, was where I'd like give it a bit too much beans, and then I've eased off a little bit. So yeah, let's jump to 10 minutes and let's see what state I'm in there. So as you can see, my heart rate is relatively the same at 159. It was at 153 when I left you on the last segment. And you can see along the bottom of the screen there my power, where it's been going up and down. I would like it to stay in the red right the way across, if I'm honest with you, but yeah, it's not impossible, but it's just hard for me to do. But you can see that my average FTP, and that's based on 100%, so the final number of your FTP is 95% of the 341, what you can see. At this point, yeah, I was in the zone. I weren't feeling too taxed. It was, yeah, felt relatively okay, if I'm honest with you. Just like I'm doing an FTP test. Yeah, let's come back. You can see my heart rate's jumped up a little bit here though, 162. Honestly, when you're doing these, you keep looking at the minutes and thinking it's not going down fast enough, this, for my liking. But yeah, it just gets you to where you need to be for those training zones. So I've come back with 30 seconds left to go, and as you can see on the spike at the bottom of the screen, my power output's been a bit high. You can hear my breathing's going like I'm proper in the pain cave here now. 167 heart rate, 10 seconds left to go, and I'm still looking at the clock and thinking this needs to be over right now. See me looking down here, it's like it needs to end. So yeah, there's my FTP. So as you seen a second ago, it was at 335, my FTP is 319. So let's head back to Russ so we can talk about the numbers and how I'm feeling and what the plan is going forward with these numbers. Right, let's go. Thank God that's over. Honestly, it was painful watching it. Well, now that that's over, it's time to tell you what my coach has said to me. I've literally just had to listen to his voice message again, because that's how you get your updates off him, through voice message. When you first start with him, you go through a consultation with him. So what he's made a big point of this time at the minute is zone 2, and actually going off what Tadej Pogacar's been doing on his zone 2, it perfectly makes sense. So on my last training that I did with him, when I was going out on the long rides in the weekend, I was going out and battering myself in the hills, which can be counterproductive, because what you want to do is build it up with your zone 2s. So he's told me, and I'm under strict orders, to go out and enjoy my long rides, keep it around zone 2, push slightly on the hills, which is easier said than done. Where my favourite routes are in the hills, and being the size that I am, it's easier said than done. Now that leads on to dropping my weight and building the FTP back up. So what he wants me to do is he wants me to start dropping the weight, which I have been doing. Today is currently the 6th of October. Yeah, this was recorded quite a while ago. Today's the 6th of October, and in the last 10 days I've dropped 5.5 pounds. Still got a way to go, but I am on the way to doing that. And by the time I do my next FTP test, which hopefully is going to be the beginning of December or the beginning of January, I wouldn't want to do one again before that, but if I have to, I will do, is to get back up to where I was at when I done the thread, which was 340. So that's going to be a 20 watt increase, which is a big ask, but I do feel I've got it in me to do that, to do them kind of numbers. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also going to be doing a early midweek morning ride until the weather changes. So on a Wednesday, I tend to go out early doors, so I leave the house. Those of you that follow me on Strava, there's a link to my Strava in my, you'll find it on my YouTube. I'm there, just search Russell Gosling, you'll find me. I've been going out early in the morning, so I get up at 4:30 on a Wednesday morning, and I tend to leave the house at around 10 to 5, and I go and do, I've got a loop where I shoot over to Todmorden and then come back. It's just an out and back ride. So I'm going to be continuing doing that whilst the weather is alright. If it's not, I think I'll jump on the turbo and I will do it indoors, still do it early doors, because that gives me a 36-hour window for rest and recuperation when I do my Zwift racing on a Thursday night with the racing team what I'm part of. And actually I'm hoping, well, I will be doing, I'm going to put at some point in the week, I've not worked it out yet, I'm going to be putting on a group ride. I think there's a couple of us that are thinking of doing it. Another YouTuber, Scott, who's featured on the channel plenty, and he's actually going to be in the next video as well, because we've just recently done a ride. Little sneak peek there to a future video. Another thing which I'm really pleased with that we're introducing in this session is weight training. So at the minute it's just body weight. I'm not going to go into details on what the actual exercises, what I'm doing. I will do in a future video, but I do know over the years since I stopped weight training, which was about 8 years ago, where I did have some real good upper body strength, my strength has been falling off a cliff. I've got a desk-based job, so the heaviest weight I lift is my little boy, and I'm really pleased with it. I've done 4 sessions so far. Not feeling the benefit at the minute, but I have been feeling achy and stuff, and I do know that it will come in handy on the bike, being able to hold myself in a position for a long period of time. And actually, as Mark mentioned in his update for me on the voice notes, having that upper body strength actually helps you with getting up the hills, and it's something what I'm going to need to get over Hardknot Pass. Another session that we're going to be doing is a session that he's called Tempo Tantrums, just to mix things up a little bit. Now that's going to consist of, I'm having to read my notes if you wonder why I'm looking down. That's going to consist of, after I've done my warm up, 3 15-minute sessions, and each 15-minute sessions contains 2 minutes at 248 watts and then 1 minute at 302 watts, and then alternate, so 5 sets of the 3 minutes to make up the 15 minutes, have a rest and then go again. And lastly, I'm going to be doing my long rides on a weekend again, so that's going to be on a either a Saturday or a Sunday or whenever I'm free. I'll get that done, and hopefully I'll be in the next couple of weeks going to be doing my first shot ride with Trek. I've just got to speak to the manager, and then I'm going to be posting about that on the Trek Facebook page, and I'll also be posting it on my social media as soon as I've got that arranged. I'm absolutely bricking it about hosting one, if I'm totally honest with you, whether I'm going to be going too fast or too slow, but I am excited for some of you to come along on these rides. And also, if you want to use one of their bikes, that's something I can arrange for you to test out the bike what I'm on, the Domane Gen 8, superb bike. Gone about it loads in the videos, so I won't do in this video, but I can arrange that for you. Or if you want to use one of the Domanes and go and test one of them rides, if you're interested in buying one, then that's something that we can do. Yeah, I just need to interject while I'm editing this I'm just ending the video. So things are going to change. This is just a warm-up period. As we progress through the training going forward over the next few months, things will change. I'm going to be doing different blocks of training, and yeah, I'm super excited for getting into it. I'm feeling like I'm getting into a flow with the training at the moment. But yeah, I'm not going to bang on loads about my training. I've got loads of ideas for videos going forward. So yeah, back to us. Now, this video's gone on long enough. If you've all made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I'm going to leave this video here because I need to get this finished off and get it uploaded, and then get cracking on the video that I shot with Scott on Thursday just gone. So until then, please do consider pressing that subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Ride safe. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.